Why is the funny one never just funny? Have you ever noticed something? In almost every story, there is that character, the one who jokes when everyone else is serious, the one who makes people laugh when things get uncomfortable, the one who says something completely ridiculous and somehow ends up being the smartest person in the room. The jester. But what if the laughter isn't just entertainment? Like, think for a moment. What if it's just a defense mechanism? The jester is one of the oldest character archetypes in storytelling, but psychologically, the jester can represent something much deeper. The person who hides behind humor. First of all, let's talk about the mask. Think about someone who constantly jokes. Someone who turns every serious conversation into a joke. You ask them, "Are you okay?" They laugh. You ask them about something painful. They make another joke. And eventually, you stop asking. That's the power of the jester. Humor creates distance. If I make you laugh, you don't have to notice that I'm hurting. And if I make the joke first, you can't use the pain against me. In psychology, humor can sometimes function as a coping mechanism. The jester isn't necessarily pretending to be happy. They may simply have learned that being funny is safer than being vulnerable. Moving on. Why do they need the audience? The jester usually needs people around them because the reaction matters. A laugh means I'm accepted. I'm still useful. Nobody's rejecting me, So sometimes the jester isn't actually looking for laughter. They're looking for reassurance. They want to know, do you still want me here? And this is where the character becomes interesting. Because underneath the confidence, there can be insecurity. The person who seems like they don't care what anyone thinks might actually care a lot. Moving on to the dark side, which is my favorite one, to be honest. There's another side to the jester. The jester can also use humor as a weapon. They can insult you and then say, relax, I'm joking. They can expose your weakness and hide behind laughter. That's where I can see the power, okay? Don't get me wrong. And suddenly you can't confront them without becoming the sensitive one. Bam! Table turned, That's why the jester can be dangerous, because humor gives them plausible deniability. They can say something cruel without having to fully own it. It was a joke. It was a joke. But sometimes the joke is the truth, with a disguise on, of course. Moving on to the deepest form of the jester. And here's what makes the archetype fascinating. The jester often sees things other characters don't. We may be asking, why? Well, let me tell you. Because nobody takes them seriously. People reveal things around the person they underestimate. Bam! The king ignores the fool. Bam! The powerful person ignores the clown. Another bam! Come on, guys. It's funny. The group laughs at the weird one. And while everyone is laughing, the jester is watching. He's like, I'm watching all of you. They're observing, they're learning, they're collecting information. So the character who looks the least serious can sometimes understand everyone the best. Maybe that's why we find gestures so fascinating, or at least from my own humble perspective. Because there's something deeply human about them. We all have things we turn into jokes, things we're not ready to say seriously, things that hurt less when we laugh about them. So, maybe the real question isn't why is the jester always laughing? Maybe it's what would happen if they stopped? Because sometimes the loudest laugh in the room is coming from the person who doesn't want anyone to hear what's happening underneath, and that is the psychology of the jester. That's it for today. Thank you guys for listening, and if you came this far, I'd like to thank you again. That means a lot to me, to be honest. Peace.